So
That's cool.
all I was going to say is I'm sure everyone who's joining us has joined by now. So why don't we do our meeting quick and then we can go back to general discussion.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so I'd like to call everyone to order, and then I want to thank Harvey for call the meeting to order, and thank Harvey for setting up this Google Meets call. And thank you, Harvey. This has worked out pretty good for us the last 2 months. So thanks so much for being faithful with that.
You bet. We have at least one more in March, and then hopefully in April we can get together. I'm looking at like the 24th, late in April. We're hoping the weather's decent. We can dust off. If not, then it's going to be another Google Meet, but at least March.
No, I think you're right. I think that'll be the plan, at least for now. And hopefully the snow will melt by then as well. Yeah. So like to call for a motion to accept the last meeting minutes as published in the last driver's seat newsletter.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Third.
Okay, great. In terms of officers' reports, you know what? I forgot. I knew Warren wasn't going to join us, but I forgot to get an updated report. But we know from last month that we were still solvent, as how Warren would say, and that we had around, I think it was around 5,200 in the account. So unless he and Kathy have moved off to Cancun with our money, I think we're probably still okay.
The only chunk that's going to come out of that is to renew for the website. It'll be either an annual 150, 200, or sometimes we get the deal and we do it by 2 years at a time. So that'll be our next chunk coming out. I'll let Warren know that it's going to be in the next week.
Perfect.
That was approved at the last meeting, I think.
Yeah, good. And I think activity-wise, honey, did you have anything to say? We just mentioned we're going to have the next month a Zoom meeting, or Google Meets meeting, and then the month after that we'll be shooting for our dust-off event.
Okay, so that's in April?
Yeah.
Well, I'll look into that. It's still February, so I'll start looking into that now. What kind of things do you guys like to do for the dust-off?
Eat.
I looked in last year, we were actually scheduled in April to go to, either March or April, we were scheduled to go to the Sylvania Historical Museum.
They haven't, well, I'll check, but they haven't been open.
Yeah. They're not, Linda? Okay.
If it's warm, it might just be a picnic like we ended last year with.
Yeah.
It's pretty early in the year to do a picnic, though. Lots of restaurants are open. So I would shoot for some place where we could be indoors and warm. So I'll let you know. I'll get right on it and let you know, and I'll put it in the newsletter, whatever I find.
Liz, we were going to have an off-site work meeting since we can't gather all at work at the same time, but we decided we were going to do an off-site work meeting. And you actually have to have, if you go to a restaurant, especially in Michigan, you have to have an exact head count because they have to be able to space you apart.
Wow.
You're couples or whatever, so you have to be there. We've got 13 couples, but we've got tables, and they can only have like 2 at a table, and then there has to be a 4-foot space. So just letting you know, we actually ended up canceling our little off-site event because we couldn't find a place that could accommodate us properly.
Yeah.
Well, that's really a good point. Is that Lee talking?
Lee.
Maybe we should wait until May to do anything because look, we have 16 inches of snow in our yard now at the end of February. So I really think April is kind of rushing it.
I agree.
Nobody's going to want to get their pretty car out on these roads, and even in April, who knows what will be happening. Especially, there's more of a really good chance of us being able to go to a restaurant and go to things in May. So let's wait till May, guys. Is there a reason why we need to push it to April?
No, over the years, and this is talking over 20, 30 years, we've done April and May, and we got burned a couple of times in April, and so we'll move it to May, and we have. So, the history's
Yeah, and this is, it's an even bigger chance we'd get burned in April. So let's do May, and I'll get on it, and I'll find something really cool to do, okay?
That's it.
Yeah, by then we should all be vaccinated, Lord willing.
Yeah, I'm
I
going
was
through
just
my...
gonna say that,
Yeah,
I actually already had my first, and I'm going to be having my second, today's Saturday,
Next
on
week.
Thursday. And it was supposed to be last Thursday, but got delayed because of the weather. So, but I'm in the Beaumont system. So,
which one?
I'm on like,
Pfizer or Moderna?
Which one did you
I got
have?
a Pfizer, got the Pfizer. And, but I'm in the Beaumont system because all my doctors are Beaumont doctors. I used to be in medicine, so I choose a hospital system that I like, which is Beaumont system. And then I make sure all the doctors are on staff. All of my physicians are on staff at Beaumont. And that puts it all in a nice little bow. Well, they actually emailed me, really, it was 3 weeks or so ago, and said that I had been chosen by lottery. I'm already at the right age to go ahead and get my shots. So we called up and made an appointment. I had my shot the next day.
Wow.
So
Julie was getting the lottery too.
Well, that's like me too. We go to IHA, which is Integrated Health Associates,
Right.
St. Joe's.
Yeah.
And, I just went on one day and I got the message, went on, and I went to I clicked on St. Joe's and there was nothing. As soon as I clicked on Domino's Farms IHA, the date came up with 9 different times, and I went on this.
Yeah,
perfect.
On this
Yes,
7th
that's
of
good.
May.
Now, Dave is not on any hospital system. He chose to keep our old doctors, and that's his choice. But he's just in the Oakland County system, and it looks like did you tell them? It looks like you're going to be he's going to
mine
actually be
at the
getting
right
his...
age, which Steve is getting, yes.
Yeah.
At right age too.
So, but anyway, it's going to become more, things have slowed down now since the election, on purpose, I'm pretty sure. But I'm pretty sure that those of us, and I'm looking around, I'm the only one old enough to get mine now.
None of you are old
No,
enough.
we're the same
None of you are old enough.
Same age.
Yeah, the only reason Liz got hers at age 39 was that she knew someone.
Yeah, it's not what you know, it's always who you know, right, Steve? It's always who you know. I know yourself.
Yeah.
Rachel, this gets me through.
Yeah.
Right.
What I did was I contacted the state of Michigan and said, Liz is in fact an essential worker. If she wasn't here, I couldn't eat. So there you go.
Sad but true, guys. Sad but true. My girlfriend that lives in Florida, but partly lives. You guys have been gabbing about cable for 30
I know,
minutes.
but now we're going to talk.
Well, it's my turn. I'm still talking about the spring.
The spring. All right.
Anyway.
Wrap it.
My girlfriend who lives in Florida, they also come here. Well, she's from Michigan. They come here for like a month in the summertime. But she asked me, have you guys been out to eat dinner yet? Are you brave enough? And I said, we hardly ever eat out. I cook. I really like my own cooking. So no, we've got a couple of local flavor coupons that we'll use, but we don't eat out that often. Once every 6 weeks, if that. But we'll go. Don't worry. We're not afraid.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
On to
Dave.
officers'
To the
reports.
less important things.
Officers'
Wait a minute.
reports. Hey.
I just thought of a new cable that I want to try. Wait a minute. Have you guys seen? I have a bad tooth right here.
All right. Back to officers' reports. Rita, what do you have about the newsletter, my dear?
Broken record, same as always. Todd was kind enough to send me some things, and so. But anything you've got that you think might be of interest, just send it to me. Just email it to me, and if it's not the next newsletter, it'll be in the one after that.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. How about old business? Anything we have to discuss in terms of old business? Wrapping up anything?
It's not.
No? Guess not, huh? Okay. And how about new business? What do we have to talk about? Yes, sir. Harvey.
Kind of new business. I don't see Bill Kruger.
He's here.
He's here, but he's not on. Anyway, you got in our group here, we now have 2 board members. Bill Kruger's on the board at AOAI, and I'm now Crossroads Zone director. So,
Yeah.
two new board members representing our areas.
Perfect.
Bill, you there?
Bill's got the Avanti logo up.
Hard to get this.
So Harvey, in your role as now the director for the Crossroads Zone, what might we have as, any news or any events or anything that you can share?
No, I've been held to secrecy on all this stuff until it's publicized.
Is that really?
Well, officially it starts in April, but I've been in on a few board meetings, and
Okay.
the only big thing going on is the International Meet, which is coming up in Indianapolis in September. And both the Avanti and the SDC meets are basically the same week, right after the Labor Day weekend.
Wow.
And how many people have signed up for the SDC meet? All right.
We have.
And the Avanti? We signed up for both, yeah.
We're gonna do everything Avanti this time. I've never, I looked at my dash plaques and I haven't even registered with Avanti since 1980 for a convention.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the last time I had any connection to, and that was in Birmingham and Troy, Michigan.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, I
Wow.
don't remember.
That's where my Avanti was.
Greenfield Village back in '73.
Dave, are you still on old business?
Yeah.
New business. You can go back to old business if you have something.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have old business, Jim?
Yeah, a little bit. Scott, is Lee with you yet?
She's around.
Well, maybe you can explain this. Lee, believe it or not, is still selling our T-shirts from our Crossroads meet a couple years ago, and the coin trays on eBay and so forth. And when next time we have a meeting, she gave me the cash that she's collected of like $42.
Wow.
For
I
selling
got
T-shirts.
another 16 for you too.
Wow.
Good. Why don't you explain that, Lee?
I sell them on either Facebook Marketplace or I put them on eBay. eBay costs us more because there are more fees associated with it because you also have to use PayPal as your payer. So you get the eBay fee and the PayPal fee. On Facebook Marketplace, for a period of time, they had list your items for free and sell them on free so you get hooked, right? So at Christmas time, I tried Facebook out with the T-shirts and the trays, and I couldn't keep them in stock. They were just like flying out there. I think we probably have like 8 trays left and maybe 20 T-shirts, maybe.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
So I'm happy to sell them though. It's no big deal.
I think it's remarkable. I applaud you.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, really.
Great.
Thanks, Lee.
All right. And Harvey, in the light of new business, anything change on the Eyes on Design show in the last month?
The Eyes on Design is like the first big show of this coming year of 20. It's Father's Day in June. Also the same day as the Motor Muster, which is Saturday and Sunday, and the Eyes on Design is Sunday. And we're trying to set this up, but we're trying to get people to finance it. And some folks are thinking it's too early. We already had a guy who was doing the brass era cars that backed out of it, said all his people said it's too early in June. So I hope it doesn't go that route, because that's the first big show in our area, and then the next one is end of July, Conkersdale, Algonquin, Plymouth, and Woodward in August. So of all the real big ones locally, it's the Eyes on Design in June, which is the middle of the month. So we're working toward it. We're still contacting folks, and most people said, yeah, they're bringing cars, but
Okay, any other new business from anybody?
I'm still planning to do something regarding an anniversary celebration in August.
Great.
I don't really have any plans yet. It's the way things are going. It's a long time till August.
Yeah. Good deal. Okay, does anyone else, we could take a motion to adjourn the formal meeting?
So move.
Seconded.
Second.
Okay, meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Thank you. We can go back to regular chatting again. I even brought...
In Ohio, we're open for business. My Jeep Club met at a restaurant this morning, and we're having no problem, no reservation or anything needed. We went to, it was almost as bad as White Castle, in my opinion. It was Coney Island in Holland, but we're going through the whole deal of people getting shots and that. A lot of people have already had their COVID shots that were there. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'll have to wait till it comes to my age. But we're everything was open, and we had a regular meeting live.
How many folks were there?
I bet we had 10 or 12. There were several that didn't come because they have a wife or something that would be very susceptible if they got COVID, but and some were waiting until they get their shots. But that's a group if you don't make it because of bad weather. It's not an excuse because you got a Jeep, right? But that's
It's funny. I wanted to share with you something. I just got a brand new magazine yesterday, and on the cover is what they're calling America's Top Studebaker Custom. And the magazine is called Rod Builder, and let me see if I can get this there.
Oh,
yeah. You see that? So it's a brand new magazine just out, October of 1957. So this is the Top Custom, and I'll flip the page to there's a better picture of the whole car. It's Tahitian rose at the top and kind of a white pearl underneath. And it's so claimed to have a jet thrust system that takes it from 80 or 88 miles an hour on the engine to over 110 miles an hour using the jet thrust system.
Jet thrust.
Yeah. It's Jim Butler's mechanical marvel. Let me show you what part of it they show. I know Jim will love this too. The part they show is right here. And then what they do is that where they've got these huge taillights, they're actually, the center portion is the exhaust of the jet thruster, and so they say it's a 12-inch ring there. And this, which looks like two heater blower units, it says, here's the heart of the recirculating and ramjet system, twin blowers. The ignition coil between them ignites the powerful tailpipe ramjet units.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah. And also a little bit hard to believe. But it does have its own 45 RPM Victrola there on the dashboard. next to the center console.
Now that is funny.
Yeah, RCA Victor Hi-Fi record unit.
Yeah.
I think I had my finger in front of it. Right there is the Hi-Fi record unit.
Where'd you come up with this magazine?
I was on an auction site on the other night, and they had a lot of 6 magazines, and I bid on them and won them.
Wow.
And so it was kind of funny. And there is another magazine that shows how to put a Buick Century engine into a Studebaker of the CK series. It's a riot. It's just a riot. So
Anyway, I'm going to sign
On
off, guys.
the warranty,
Yeah, because,
on the warranty
you know.
stuff we were talking about, I was thinking with Studebaker, if they were giving you a warranty call, your warranty's expired because you didn't put your can of STP oil in with your oil change.
Oh, yeah.
They required that, at the dealership. That always with your oil change, you were supposed to put a can of STP in there.
That's
I
right.
believe. Is that right? Yeah.
because they were back then,
Pushing
there was a
STP.
connection between them.
Yeah.
They owned
Between
it.
students.
Some of the old cans even say Studebaker on it.
Really?
I remember them at the dealership. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, speaking of magazines, I was subscribing to a magazine, I think I've shown it to several of you, Reincarnation. I was just thinking of that the other night. I haven't seen any copies recently. Anyone else still getting it?
I remember it, but
Internet, right?
Not heard of it.
Well, it's also online. You get a hard copy and you can subscribe online. And I used to get regular updates from them online, and I haven't seen anything in several weeks.
it must have died.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it was a no fee magazine. It was unbelievable. And the one thing about it, I think the editor was the guy that wrote all the articles. I mean, and there would be like 5 or 6 articles in each magazine. It was really a good magazine. So I guess it could have been too good because it took me a while to figure out that I'm missing it.
Means
I
you're too
used to
busy.
get a daily magazine news letter from a place called AutoBeat Daily, which was put together by the Gardner Media Group, and it was more about auto industry news. And sure enough, they closed up the tavern there probably last fall in the beginning of the winter, and you'd go to eventually when I noticed I wasn't getting the daily report, I went to their website and it said closed down, And I remember when I first came to the auto industry in 73 and worked for Chrysler, there were magazines like Automotive Industries and Ward's Auto World that you could subscribe to and get free, trade publications every month. But now those places are all gone.
Publications. Yeah.
Yeah.
On a sad note, I know some of you knew Art Servey, Bozo the Clown.
Oh yeah.
He died a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I saw
he
that.
passed away.
Yeah.
Free Press, pretty good write-up on him.
Yeah, I just spoke to his wife today.
Oh.
Yeah, he was in Steve's club, Vintage Motor USA Club, that Steve and Art and a couple of guys started that, about 10 years ago, Steve?
Right. Before that, it was the Ford and Mercury Restorers Club we all belonged to. And Art was the president of that club, and I was the treasurer. So,
Well, that's where the money went, huh?
yeah, I remember.
You were also one heck of a newsletter guy, Steve.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah,
You're
won.
welcome.
I think we won like 7 Golden Quill Awards.
Wow.
Yeah,
You did what? 7 what?
Golden Quill Awards, from Old Cars.
Old Cars Week.
Oh, cool. Very good. I noticed that
watch out
Brian
when they help you
Sailor's
What?
He'll be after your job, Rita.
No, Rita can have the job.
I was going to say, I noticed that Brian Saylor sent out something about Art Survey like 2 days before it came across on the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to have to sign off, guys. Big good seeing you. Sorry I was late.
Yeah,
I'm going to leave early to make up for it.
Everybody say goodbye because
Thanks for joining us, Bill.
Yeah, tell Barbara we say hi.
Sure will. You bet. Bye now.
Take
care. Bye, Bill.
Bye.
If I can figure out how to sign off, I guess I'll just click the X.
I got something.
Go. He's gone. Now Todd's back. Perfect.
We have
I got
1 hour and 2 minutes already.
Okay. Real quick, I got something interesting. I got a phone call from a friend of Harvey's from the Ipsy Garage, and he told me that my Lark made the April in their calendar they put out. I don't know if you
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow.
Any word are they going to open again? That
No, Bill Milliken, who runs that garage, it's all what the governor says that you allow. He thinks around 150 to 200 people in a room is what he has every week or every month. So until that number's approved, he can't open.
Okay.
So. Yeah, the guy that makes that calendar is an Avani guy. He's the guy that designed the convertible tops for the 87 through the 91 Avani. His name is Kurt Fishbeck. He's from South Bend. He knew the Avani group for a long time, and we see him. He has 2 Avanis in 88 and in 2002. And quite a guy. He does a calendar with his girlfriend. Kurt's about 87 and his girlfriend's 94. She's really pretty active. She drives a Barracuda. And together they take the photos and put this nice calendar out every year. And both of my cars have been featured in it, and now Jim's. And they do a real nice job with it. It hangs up. They only make about a dozen and they go to certain people. I think local media people get copies also. So.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, I was tickled to death. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, who took the photo for it? Is it one you gave them, or?
No, I didn't know this was happening till
Virginia take them.
Original state.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the one day that I had it up there, somebody took a picture, and there it was. Yeah.
That's great.
But he doesn't put any caption. You don't know what year the car is or who owns it or anything. But it's just a picture of the car for any 1 month. But that's cool.
Very good.
Yeah.
While Ed has been trying to combat boredom, he dug out all of his dash plaques from the 150 years we belonged to the Studebaker Club, and now we've got them all organized in a binder with,
Nice.
with by
Good idea.
date and all kinds of stuff now. So he's got that done. And if you stand still too long in this house, he refinishes you. He's been refinishing furniture now.
Furniture repair and refinishing.
Well, now we know why you're drinking so much wine lately.
That's a good one, Jim.
I discovered something that I really, really like because I have never enjoyed grocery shopping. And now, you can order all your groceries and you just go pick them up and give somebody a few bucks and they've done all your shopping for you. They also do that at the liquor store.
I bet they do.
You just call them and you give them a list, you give them a phone call, and somebody carries it out to your vehicle. I think
Wow.
it's wonderful.
Whoa.
It's amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
My I put my dash plaques together and I put them on the wall in the garage. They're on these wooden plaques.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I cheated. Some of them are ones I didn't actually go to that I bought them. They have in South Bend sometimes, so I picked up a few extras, so I cheated a little bit, but a lot of them are looking good.
I pulled every one of those out.
Yeah.
I have those in my collection now.
Ed had a lot of his on wooden plaques.
Yeah.
When we moved here, there's no place for that stuff. So he pulled them off the plaques and stuck them on one binder.
Huh.
We'll probably finish the plaques though.
Harvey, you need to put one of our coin trays on your wall too, because that was our dash plaque.
Yeah.
all right.
Well, I have several of them.
Take off, guys. Good seeing
You
you.
need us, Steve?
Bye.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
Bye.
Bye.